Hello, everyone. So, good morning. Well, it's not morning now, it's afternoon. And I'm out here doing a little bit of a walk. So, normally I have you guys in my backpack, but I didn't bring that today. I just needed to, well, walk because I'm getting my exercise and get out. And I was going to walk earlier, but oh my gosh, it was so much colder this morning. So, I'm glad I took some time so I could wait till it warmed up a little bit. So sometimes you need to just let things out, and that's what I'm doing today. I didn't put it on all everywhere, all the different platforms I normally do, because yeah, I'm just gonna put it in one place. And today I was thinking about, have I done my best as far as being a mother to raise my kids? Like I wonder sometimes. Like I try to offer best solutions. I try to offer as much guidance. And I'm going to get somewhere so I can look at you guys because I'm walking, so I don't want to run into anybody because that'd be weird. Like, oh my gosh, what happened? So, but I always try to see if I can learn something, do something different, do something better, anything, right? So that I'm not, hopefully, not messing up their their lives when they become adults. And like, well, when I was younger, my mom didn't do X, so that's what caused me to do this, or that's what caused me not to succeed in my life, which I know when they're adults, when we're all adults, well, you can't really base that on your parents, but sometimes it affects people and they will tend to push blame. So I was thinking about that today because my son, right now, I have some concerns and I'm like, okay, am I doing my best to show him properly? Am I am I really, well, I don't know. Am I doing the best that I can? I think I'm sitting on the wrong side of this table. I'll fall on this side. I'll come over here. I should have brought something to keep this up, but no, this is, I'll sit closer to the middle. I don't know. I think I have my keys. Maybe that'll help stand it up. But anyway, I was thinking, I apologize for the background noise of my keys, but I was thinking, am I doing everything that I could possibly do to guide him in the right direction? Am I doing everything I can do to guide my children, my girls, in the right direction? Even my children who have challenges, have disabilities. I'm just like, Lord, am I doing my best? And sometimes I say to myself, no, you could have learned more. You need to learn more. You need to figure out a way. It's just like I'm sometimes I feel like I'm at a loss of what to do because children, as we know, they don't come with manuals, right? You learn if you go to trainings. Like I took a lot of parenting classes. I involved myself in a lot of therapy for myself and took my kids to therapy. And I always try to get better. But for some reason, there's just a little bit of, okay, I need to do better for my kids. I need to show them better. I need to present a better life to them. I need to get out there and show them they can do what they strive to do if they are intentional and they prepare for it and they really want to go after whatever it is. But for some reason, my son is just, it's not clicking with him. And it saddens me with that. I mean, I know he's still young. He's 15, but there are things that I see and I'm like, no, you're making decisions that are going to put you in the wrong place. And then when he's grown, he might turn back and say, "You know what, mom? It was your fault. I did all those things when I was a teenager. You never once tried to help me. You never once tried to better me." And it's going to be a sad thing when one day he might say that because I left my job. I left my career working for the state just to put him in a better school. I left that to sacrifice that for my children, for all four of them. They don't understand it now. Probably don't appreciate it. Maybe my one daughter does. Not the other two will appreciate it because I'm home to get them off the bus. I'm home to put them on the bus. But why it hurts is because I'm thinking, okay, no two-parent household, just one, and all these single mothers. Not all of them, but I'm now part of the single mother crowd, being divorced and now single mother raising children. And the statistics like, what do single mothers produce? I don't want to produce a son that's out here just causing havoc. I don't want that. And I pray incessantly over my son. I do all the time. So like, please don't turn into some of those people that have been out here just causing issue, and then they would look back into history like this person was raised by a single mother. I don't know. I'm doing my best. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It's still a little nippy out here from my nose. Like it's a beautiful day outside, and I don't know. It's bothering. It's bothersome to me, and it really does sadden my heart. It breaks it. And I was earlier. I shared with my friend. I was crying, and I forget I should be sharing that to him because some people don't really want to hear that. Like and I try to keep it to myself. If I have emotions, I try to keep that you know written down or I podcast it or I put my emotions where they can be most effective. And I do my deep breathing. I try to rein it all in. And I try my hardest to make sure that I use the tools that I've learned over the years to harness my emotions and be aware of how I'm feeling in that moment. So I'm not blowing up on people just because. When I used to, when I was really, really young and didn't have those tools, didn't have the skills to create or take take that negative emotion or that negative way I'm feeling and emote in a way that is constructive and productive and produces something good. And good being relative, of course, but produces something that's not harmful in nature. And it's one of those things that you can say, and maybe if you watch this later and you come across this video, you might feel like this. And it's not a feeling of woe is me. It's just a feeling like I am really trying to do all that I can do to help my kids be better citizens, help them to know the Lord in a way that they have reverence for him and fear and that they know him without a shadow of a doubt. I try to set good examples, but I'm not a perfect person. So, I've had my moments where I've yelled and been angry and isolated myself to my room to not say anything that I would regret and know that that will replay in their head over and over and over again. So I remove myself. It hasn't always worked, but I've tried to because I know what has happened to me. from what my mother said to me, and sometimes those things replay even till now. And I want to not set my kids up with that. I want to tell them that they can go out there and be successful. Just strive, be intentional, know that they can, right? And I continue to do it. It's just my son for me. I have been putting him around men that can show him other ways of being, present themselves, that this is what you want to strive for. You want to move in an upward trajectory. But I guess at this time as a teenager, and I'm not going to say that in my teenage years I wasn't doing things I had no business doing. I'm sure I was, but I want him to avoid those pitfalls. And gosh, how we want our kids to avoid our pitfalls. Gosh, how we want them. Don't do what I did. Don't even go down that road. Don't even try it. Because on that road is pain. On that road is trauma. On that road is some suffering, some unnecessary suffering. But I guess it's hot. Now I'll learn. So I was just sitting here thinking, and I'm still excited about things that's happening. I mean, for heaven's sakes, I got my book out in Audible. And for those of you who didn't know, you guys can get your Audible book. I should have put it in the link and I didn't. What? I wonder if I could put it in the comments. Maybe I can. Well, I'll keep talking while I do that anyway, because I was like, hey, did I forget to put something up here? I did. Shame, shame, shame. What's that thing? Know your name. I'm gonna put Barnes and Noble up here. And as soon as that goes, I'm gonna put the Audible up there too. So you guys can have all kinds of ways to get it. I should have put it in the description box and I totally forgot because I guess I wasn't planning on putting anything up here. I think I also have the Amazon one, so I'll set that. You guys have multiple ways, right, to get it. If you're like a big Amazon person, like, oh, I could get it on Amazon. So you see all these links, like, where'd you put all this stuff out there? It's so you can have access. You're like, I don't really shop Barnes and Noble. Like, I shop Barnes and Noble. Well, there it is. So please forgive me for all these different things in here, but there's one for Barnes and Noble, Audible, and then of course Amazon. And there's other places too, but that's quite enough right there. And I was just thinking, man, can you believe it? Like all the different things as parents we try to do and try to have our kids just not go the wrong way. And then they end up doing things. They're like, I try to tell you, don't do that. You're not listening. It's one of those things. It really is one of those things. But still deep down in me, I'm excited for what the Lord's going to do in my life. And I'm hoping and I'm praying with all that I have, and I know to pray to the Lord that my son will change, that he will understand. Because right now, he's not understanding. So I don't know how many times I've been in some really hard places. And I thought, man, I guess I deserve this because I didn't follow the instructions of what my parents said. We all got to learn, right? And once again, like I said, I would like to try to help him to avoid those pitfalls, but some things people or just have to live and find out themselves, as I have. So I'm gonna let it go. And I've made some decisions about some things in my life of like, okay, once you make that decision, you have to live it out, you have to walk it out. But God is so good, y'all. He is so very good. It doesn't matter how many times that you think things are going to work out for you, they will in time. And as us being emotional creatures, sometimes we have those moments. Ladies, we do. Those moments where we have water that spills from the eyes. You don't want it to spill from the eyes, but it does. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to be working on myself today. And that's just, this walk, getting out here with the breeze and the beautiful sky and just sitting here to like talk. It's also a good thing. You know why? Because it gives me that sense of it's just one of those things, you know. So I'm out here and I feel so free just to be able to speak freely and not have someone hinder what I'm saying or censor what I'm saying or like don't talk about that. Don't mention that. Don't do any of that. Sometimes you just gotta let it go and let the chips fall where they may. I thought it was funny the other night, and I think I already put this out, but if I haven't yet, I probably might, but I don't know. If I haven't put it out yet or haven't put it on the other podcast, not my other one, but the audio one for those to listen to, I'm gonna do it. But I was thinking about the response that I had gotten last night from, I guess, the assistant managers. Like, yeah, we can't host your book, but in the future, if you want to partner with Barnes and Noble, go ahead and let us know. Do these things. I'm like, wait, what? I already partnered with you guys. My book is already in you guys. You guys already have it in your database. But some people will see something like, yeah, no, that's not a good fit. Yeah, I can't be bothered. Yeah, this is stupid. And before they even get a chance to really make a true determination, it's a no. And I understand how hard it could be, and this is just a book, right? But it's that much harder when you put out a resume. Like from first glance, if a manager runs it through a system, the bots check it out, they do SEOs or common words, they're like, oh, this is the one we're gonna take, or whatever. They'll look and like, yeah, no. Or the person interviewed you, you're not a good fit. Weird, you're not a good fit. Like you're not a good fit. What am I, a screw to a bolt? I don't fit it because I don't screw right into your network. I don't know. It's just the language and verbiage that's used these days to just push people aside. It's a wonder. But I remember what the word continuously says. Listen, after Eve and Adam did what they did and sin entered in the world, man, just everything is just challenging and different. There was a bee chasing me, y'all. Okay? Sin has affected the insects as well. Don't think it hasn't. Like they were just flying, it was flying after me. It was like, get away from me because I don't want to be stung. Just because it's angry. I'm like, no, I don't want to be part of you stinging me. I don't want to be stung. I don't want to be stung. But as much as challenge as it is of being a single mother, parent of four, it is also a glorious thing because I never thought my body would be able to do that. I never had a medical doctor say I was incapable of it, but I just never thought it was something for me to do. Like, that's for other women, not for me. And my little body produced four. I'm like, wow, Lord, what a blessing. I'm thankful. So sometimes you gotta let things go. So I don't know what's gonna happen when I address what I have to address for with my son. It's like I feel like, and I know it's part of parenting because my friend was reminding me because he's been a parent longer than me, of course. But it goes part and parcel with you being a parent. You have to repeat consistently over and over and over again the same thing over and over and over again because repetition is how we learn. But for some reason, my son is not learning. But maybe when he's an adult, he'll learn. Maybe then. But I just I had to say something to get it up and out of me because it was so bothersome and it hurt me so deeply inside. Like it was heartbreaking. I'm like, okay, I'm doing everything and yet still I'm seeing things that my son is writing and doing. I'm like, is there no way I can prevent him from being that way? Is there no way I can prevent his attitude from being that way, being angry, being upset, having that bad disposition? No, there's not. There's not a thing I could do. It's just it is what it is. But on other news, um, along with my Audible book being out, caught that. I've been listening to. I need to listen to more books, but I'm almost done with Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I've been listening to him talking about habits and more not about setting goals, but having a system in place, which if you don't have a system, the goals are a result of a good system. The results will happen. So it's just like the the tiny systems you put into position will produce these goals. So like, okay. So I'm almost done with it. And I feel so good because I'm like, man, I need to get some books in because I haven't been getting a lot of books in lately. I was like behind in my own power curve, but at least I got to read The Richest Man in Babylon. And I had the book and I also was listening to it on audio. So I was reading along and following the audio. So I got to read that one and I'm almost done with the Atomic Habits by James Clear, and I'm almost done with it. So I feel good. I feel like okay. So I'm gonna be having not setting goals necessarily, but working on being more intentional about all the books. And I have two more books that I want to read and try to finishing up this year. Daughters of Narcissistic Mothers. Want to finish that one up, and I'm almost done with that. And then there's another one about abusive family members, something like that and I want to finish up those two books by the end of this year. So I will make it and I will get it done, and then I'm gonna set up and figure out. I'm gonna write myself a little book list of the books I want to either read or listen to on audio, and sometimes get both, have the book and have the audio. So I have it, so I can always go back because sometimes when I hear something in audio, and I have the book, like when I was listening to The Richest Man in Babylon. And I would highlight what I heard that I liked. I'd go back and I can go back and listen to it again. So I'm gonna be going crazy. I'm listening to all these audiobooks and my friend he's put me onto some Pastor Jay has put me onto some audiobooks that I haven't been able to listen to all of them. And it's just like there's we are blessed in this nation with so much information. It's amazing to try to get all of it and you're trying to adjust it, but you still can't like get all of it in. But I am going to be doing my best to work on that. And I'm also um, thinking about some conferences I might want to go to for next year and some jazz events. And this time I'm setting my goal to go to every single one that I write down I'm going because I must tell you guys, I do like sitting in a nice jazz lounge, a jazz place, and just listening to music, having some light refreshments with a nice little drink. And it's just a good like the ambiance is just beautiful and it feels relaxing. It just feels like I could be writing poetry during that and just it's just a chill vibe, and I love that. I really like that, and I can't tell you when I started actually really liking jazz. I have to think about it. I don't know if it was in my late 30s because I didn't like jazz before, but something turned me on to it, and I cannot recall what. But since that time, I have been searching for more live jazz bands, more live events. I like to hear people play live music because I can't play a note, a lick of a note. I can sing, but I can't play a note. And I've always wanted to play the piano. And I know there's still time to learn. I would I don't know if I'm gonna be good at blowing a saxophone, but playing the saxophone, yeah. Hmm. But I know that takes practice. But I'm gonna definitely go. So I really just wanted to sit and talk and let this out. So if you have moments in your life where there's stuff going on and you just need to talk, journal, go for a walk, bike ride, swim, whatever it is, let it out. Get it out of you so it doesn't stay inside of you and it just start to fester and grow and start to develop into something you really don't want it to be. So you just do that. And so that's what I'm doing. That's what I've used my podcast for almost 7 years. January 25th, 2025 will make 7 years. Hey! And it's been a journey. And I can't say I have a very big following. I have a tiny one, you know, but that's okay. All I want to do is just share about the Lord and share as much as I can to encourage somebody else. Even when I'm going through something hard, I find that other people can resonate and it resonates with them and it helps them when you can help other people. And I remember when I was first starting, and I'm gonna get up and go walk around. I had to sit down for a minute because, holding my hands, getting a little dent in my hand, but I don't have my I have a stick. My little selfie stick broke. I haven't replaced it because I could have done a selfie stick, but then I still have to do the whole thing of holding it and hold the stick. But anyway, so what was I saying? Selfie stick broke. I have to remember. I just have to pull my hands together. Oh yes. Sometimes when we hold on to things, we just let it sit and fester. And I have used my podcast for a long time to not let things sit and fester, but cry if I needed to, get angry if I needed to, just say things or do things. And like, this time right now, this world we're going through, there's so much and trying to hold everything, you can't possibly. So I'm gonna turn around because I'm sure you guys are like the sun is in our eyes. Every time you turn around, the sun is there. So you can see the very, very blue sky, right? And I remember there was a lady says, "Your sky is so plain." Oh, I don't think it's plain. It doesn't have to have a cloud in the sky. And there's some remnants of a little bit of cloud, but it's beautiful nonetheless. So I'm not complaining. I love it. So I love being where I'm at and I'm thankful for where I'm at. And I have to remember that the Lord has placed me exactly where He wants me to be. Before I leave, I'm going to go up on this thing here, this little playground thing. I'll walk up these wood chips and I'm gonna walk up these stairs. I had a thought. It was a thought, and I was just gonna dismiss it, but I can't dismiss it now. I'm gonna get up here and just real quick. Set that bouncy turn. Let's see here. Go up here, up here, up here, up here, up here. And just right here. Huh. It's for kids, right? A different perspective. God is to be high and lifted up. And he is. And I'm so thankful. So you can lift the street right there. So when you're going through stuff and you just remember that, let it out. Don't hold on to it. Don't be upset by it. And if you are upset, don't hang on to it for too long. Because at the end of the day, life still goes on. Whether something is hard or easy, life still goes on. I don't think I can go down the slide. Can I go down the slide? Oh, go down the slide and get stuck. Like, that would be the worst. I'm gonna show you guys the slide. I go down the slide and get stuck. You're gonna laugh right at me, huh? If you think go down the slide and get stuck. There's all these different things. Like, nah, I'm about to do that. Get stuck. I'm like, I can't get out of here. I just wanted to walk up here. I just walk up and I'm walking down. This is a wider one. This is a wider slide, but I don't know. Maybe. Let's be a kid for a second. Go down and ooh, look at me. Look at me on the slide. I was a kid for a whole second. Oh man. That actually made me feel better. Sometimes you just do stuff to make yourself feel better, have fun. As much as I've talked about my son and him not listening, I gotta tell you, this too shall pass. It's just one of those things. And like I said, I need to get it out. So I did. And now what? Just move on. Move on. And the next thing that happens, I'll figure it out. And that's what life is about. Just figuring things out, making the best choice you can with the information that you are presented with at the moment. So you make the best decision that you can based on all that you have. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go back by this bush. Hope this bee doesn't try to get me because I'm like, ah. And I remember that I was watching one of these Christian YouTubers, and she gave something that was encouraging and it was inspiring to me. And I love when I watch the Christian content creators because they're so inspirational. It's always good to see other brothers and sisters making really solid, good content, and I love that. Since I'm one too, I I just love what she said. And she said, you know what? She said, don't compromise. She's like, don't compromise making your Christian content. No matter what, don't compromise. Doesn't matter how many followers you have or not followers or whatever. Just don't compromise. Don't change. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna change that. And we live in a world, of course, that we know Jesus says, hey, the world hates me, they're gonna hate you. Like, that's just a given. It's not a surprise, right? So stay the course. Stay the course, continue to share what the Lord is giving you, no matter what. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. So I always encourage people in the same manner to, keep going. This life can be challenging. It can present all kinds of things, but we can overcome it and we can do it. So doesn't mean I've changed, doesn't mean anything is gonna change in a way that's like super drastic, but I do know who I depend on. I do know who I count on. And that's the thing, right? If I count on Jesus, I don't have to worry about all the different things that I'm trying to do because my life is not my own. It's not orchestrated by me. It's not it's not me trying to dictate my path. It's him doing it. So that's one of those things that you take your time and you focus on what he's giving you to do and then you just move forward and you do it. So for me, I know he's called me to do a few things. And one, of course, is to talk about domestic violence and abuse, not just in the world, not just with women, but with faith community, because that's always happening, right? There is an underlying abuse that happens in the church that nobody wants to talk about. The spiritual abuse, the domestic abuse, the physical, the financial, the emotional, psychological, mental, digital, cyber, it's all there. Just nobody's talking about it because it's the ugly thing. And sometimes we don't want to deal with the ugly underbelly of the reality of things that happen to people. And it's pretty downright filthy. Okay. So it's not something you could glorify. It's not something that you could get excited about. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. This is wonderful. You're not gonna get excited about that. Nobody's excited about that because some people lose their lives. It's a very real thing and it's very dangerous and it's very scary. So I just want to say that if you haven't gotten my book, either by digital, paperback, or by audio, well, I hope you will. And I got to thank Miss Sarah Wardell for narrating my book. I think she did a great job. And it made me chuckle too, but I was so pleased and thankful. So that whole process, I enjoyed it and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it because it was successful and I did something that I had wanted to do and it came to pass. Like, yes, I'm going to keep on going on that road. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep striving. So, super excited about it. So, what I'm going to say is, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys can have a blessed Wednesday. Yay. And I'll be back. I'll be get back again and maybe come back later on tonight if I have time and uh, talk and share a little bit more. But you guys take care and thank you guys for tuning in. Please share this if you like what you're hearing and you guys have a blessed day. Bye now. Oh, don't forget to be blessed, motivated, and always inspired to do what the Lord lays on your heart. IT Drake, podcasting Godmother Connection. Take care. God's gift through His word. It's God's gift.